is Monday, December 22nd. It's 4:15 Mountain Time. This is Unmasked. I'm your host, Jason Fortune, broadcasting live from 9,400 feet atop of a mountain in the high Rockies of Colorado. I've had a rough day today. That's how I'm feeling. It's a hard Monday, and like I've talked about, the holidays compress it. Everybody feels it, so therefore tensions are always a little bit more high. And so I'm feeling a little worn, I think is a good way to say it. A little worn, a little worn and a little sad on a Monday, but also, I'm okay too. This is life, and I know what the holidays can be like, so I'm okay at the same time, even though I feel worn out. Like always, and even especially today, this is a great day to go ahead and take some deep breaths with me. Go ahead, feel grounded, feel your feet on the ground, feel yourself in the seat you're in, feel it holding you up. Maybe you're laying in bed, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're walking. Wherever you are, feel that something is holding you. Now take a long, deep breath in through the nose and fill your lungs. Now a slow release through your mouth like you're blowing out of a straw. One more time through the nose. Inhale slowly, fill those lungs. Now exhale slowly through the mouth, all the way out. Little grounding exercises like this are exactly what we need, especially on days like today, especially on a Monday when it's a Monday and it's getting thrown at you, life. Okay. Today is day 8 of this space. This is a special sacred space where there is no religion, there's no politics, there's no division. There's just us. Souls hanging out, learning to get through this world together. And this is a place where we can talk about the shit that hurts, the deep stuff, the things that really bother us. This weekend, we had an unexpected electricity outage due to high winds in Colorado, and we didn't hardly have any warning, and then boom, went 48 hours without electricity. And when that happens, I'll tell you what, I sure appreciate having electricity. I sure appreciate everything that it does for me. I appreciate the neat stuff like this. Having a fire, having lights, having heat, having more, we had fire heat, but electric heat's nice too, and so's all the forms of heat. But, me and my wife are moving through something with the community that's kind of stressful right now that we live in, and it's hard for humans to live together. We live on top of a mountain with 44 other homes, and humans are humans hanging out together is frictious by nature, if that's even a word. Frictious, something like that. We create friction when we hang around each other. And the best things that we can do is have open, honest conversations about all this and really talk about what's hurting, what's making us angry. Anger is just the veneer on top of the pain. And I don't know, this life is a very trippy, nuanced. It's a nuanced sandwich to have to eat. There's very complex flavors in it. Family makes it have one set of flavors. Your friends make it have a whole different set. Work, community work. It makes this human life, interesting and probably worth it. It's probably better to be more plugged in than to sit and not have anything to do. It's probably better to be needed than to pull away, even though with that, like I said, it causes friction. But that's kind of just part of the beautiful this beautiful ball of life. Just taking a break for a second, if you don't mind. I don't have a script really. I come into this knowing what I kind of want to talk about. Oh, it looks like we're having some slow frame rate. If you don't mind, we're going to take a pause and let the Starlink catch up. All right, we're back. So like I was saying, I don't have a script for this. I prepare a little bit, I work on the show, and we start and we go. I am learning to hold space. I'm learning to hold space here on this internet, on YouTube and Twitch right now. I'm learning to hold space for people to come on in and be able to talk, and it's going slow. It's only day 8. What do we expect? But I'm sitting here and I'm going to keep coming back all through the holidays, and after the holidays, this show is on. And I am going to keep holding this space and keep attracting people to come in until it finally starts to roll. And while I absolutely understand that this is brand new, and I've looked out there and I haven't seen anything quite like it, so I'm dedicated to going ahead and holding this and seeing it through. Another reason I'm out here talking to people is my wife and I started a company called Sage Collective that's about group healing. And inside this, let me start over, I'm sorry. When you come to Sage Collective and come to our website and see how this operates, and then get inside our healing ecosphere and start to understand how the groves work and how these are small, intimate, anonymous healing circles hosted online, and you get to see the healing that starts to happen in there, it will change your life. So that's why we did this too. And Sage Collective hosts this show so we can get out there and talk to as many people as can. So there is a few reasons I'm doing this every single day, besides for myself. Oh, I'm going to take just one breath here, if you guys don't mind. I was just talking to my wife, who's a little stressed out, who isn't taking the advice that we give, and the stuff I talk about is even when it's the most hard, when you're the most complicated, when you're most rushed, when you feel like you have no time, there's always time to take a grounding breath. And if you're rushed, how come you don't know how to say no better? Saying no is the best gift you can give yourself. Give yourself the best gift you can give this holiday, and learn to say no. Say no when you don't want to do something. It causes so much less friction. Maybe people get frustrated in the beginning. Why are you saying no? Because I want to, because I need to, because this is for me. And then that's it. And they get to move on, and you move on. It's that simple. So here's to know. It's the advertisement for today, for Sage Collective and for Unmasked with Jason Fortune, me. Say no. Just say no. You know, everything always feels just a little bit more desperate this time of year. We're 3 days from Christmas, and consumerism is at its highest. We all want things. We're all buying things for everybody, and that causes stress. The credit cards cause stress. The fact that somehow it's just this holiday, and I don't know why, but this season, when it's cold and when it's more dark, it just is a more stressful time in the way of my internal compass. I haven't always had a great time on Christmas. I've said it. I have complex PTSD, and when I'm not taking care of myself, things can happen in the way of, when I don't take care of myself, I become a huge asshole, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and then finally the police get called, and I've been arrested over the holiday season, and it sucks, and I know how it goes, and that's another reason I wanted to hold open these spaces over the holidays, just in case anybody stumbled in and needed a place to talk, needed a place to say it hurts and I need help, that we're here to hold that. We're here to hold that space and say we see you and you're not alone. And I needed that. You know, over the holidays, these things that happen, these small setbacks or these little boulders that get dropped on us, they feel a lot bigger than they normally do. Even if we know we can handle them, they feel just a teeny bit heavier. The 1 pound weight is 5 pounds over the holiday. And some of us are lucky. Maybe you're listening to this, or maybe you're seeing a replay and you say, that's not me, that's not my family. That's not how it is. I mean, cool. I have yet to really meet that person after I get to know them. That's more of a veneer everybody uses. But I've found that the holidays are pretty hard for most of the people that I know. Sorry. Got a dog bark, please hold. Man, that's why you don't bring your dog into the studio with you. Thank you for that break. I'm sorry to walk away for a second. Coach wanted to go bark at absolutely nothing. Thus is life. Thus is that beautiful human ball of life. The human, sometimes it's a shit sandwich and sometimes it's an ice cream sandwich. And honestly, it's up to us to decide what it is. It's not the universe is deciding. And this is interesting. If you want to eat the shit sandwich, that's what the universe will give you. And even if you say, I'm not asking for that, you need to really look at how you are in the way of what tapes you tell yourself. I'm no good. I'm a big piece of shit. I don't ever get anything right. If that's what you're saying to yourself, that's what the universe is going to give you. More of that poopy sandwich. If you tell yourself, and this isn't affirmations, I guess, but if you feel, no, I am going to do better, I am doing better, I will get better with my life, my decision makings will get better, and you do act on those, the poop sandwich starts to turn into an ice cream sandwich and taste a lot better. that's what I mean. Like right now, the pressure's on for me. It is the holidays, and you know what? I went to great lengths to ensure that this holiday would be stress-free. No family really around me. Nothing really going on, me and my wife. Fires, books, hot tubs. We have a good life up here on top of the mountain. We're taking it real easy right now on our break, and the pressure still compounds. It comes at you from the outside even when you're trying to get the barriers up. So, and my point is I feel it, I acknowledge it, it's there, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a human participating in this incredible theater of life. I'm glad to play my part. And I think that's my point. You know what my point is on all this, to make this short story long? None of us are doing it wrong. And I'd like to say that again. None of us are doing it wrong. And if I judge somebody and I say, I don't like the way you're doing it, that's on me. That's not on the other person. Bad is relative. You're doing a bad job. That's relative. So, we're not doing it wrong. Even if you're out there and you see this, or you're on and listening right now, and you feel like you're doing it wrong, you're not. This is just some, I guess, either life is teaching lessons, or you are interpreting it a certain way, but wrong is subjective. Wrong is absolutely subjective. So keep that in mind, please. So around the holidays, everything gets louder. Problems feel closer. And hope gets a little thinner. Hope that we're going to get through it. Hope that we're going to be able to pay the credit cards off. It starts to thin out. That does not mean we're failing, and it does not mean we're wrong. It only means we're human, and that's it. We are a soul wrapped in a meat sack, experiencing this life all together. So definitely do not beat up on yourselves for not thinking that you're not doing it right. There's no such thing as right or wrong, unless it's some shit you need to get thrown in prison for. Then it's wrong. Outside of that, if you're not hurting anybody and you're just trying to get through your life and you're trying to learn, it is not wrong. You are learning. So, here we are. We're at the heart of our conversation as we start to grow towards the end of hanging out today. When that poop hits the proverbial fan and it splatters everywhere and it's real stinky and it's icky, enlightenment in today's enlightenment is staying present, staying with it while the shit explodes across the fan. Enlightenment is not long hair and long beard and white flowing robes, sitting on a cushion, having everybody around you and a big guru on Instagram pontificating about the 5 things to make your life perfect and to reach enlightenment. No, man. Enlightenment is just being present now and understanding that in the sunshine it's awesome and it feels great, and the rain, being stuck in the rain with the clothes, you got wet underwear and wet jeans, that doesn't feel good. And it's okay to say that and be there with it and be present. Be present with the suck and be present with the awesome. And that's enlightenment now. Now, in our Western world, in 2025, on Christmas, on the holidays, whatever you celebrate, whatever your this time of the year celebration is for you and your traditions. So, being present and not spiritualizing the suck either. Not whipping yourself with the suck, not bathing in the suck, moving on through it and moving to the other side because you love yourself. That's part of it too, and that's what I mean by not spiritualizing the suck. Just let it be. It sucks. My underwear's wet, and soon my underwear is going to be dry and everything's going to be awesome. That's what I mean. Not numbing out, not leaving, whether that's numbing by smashing, a bunch of food down, drinking a bunch of alcohol, doing some drugs, doing some retail therapy, buying everything you want for yourself when you know you don't have the money to afford it. That's smashing things in this hole inside of you that you don't feel worthy or love for yourself, so you're looking for it externally, and that does not work. And I know for a reason, and you can ask me someday. Or to-do lists, being, I can get everything done in 24 hours, that's numbing out too, and that's shoving stuff in the hole instead of being present with yourself, like I talked about, and being there and saying, I got this hole and it hurts. And that hole, I don't know if I love myself. I don't know if I'm good enough. That's the hole. And that's what you sit and work on. That's called doing the work. Letting that hole live and talk to you. Letting that little child talk to you. Letting those parts talk to you. And learning how to live with them. And learning how to also take care of them and make them and yourself feel better. And in the end, just letting life be messy without abandoning yourself. That's what I mean. When life is messy, don't abandon. Don't bail out. Don't go somewhere else. Don't stay up all night watching movies. Go ahead and sleep because sleeping feels good. And afterwards, after this is over, you get to debrief on it because you were there through it. You don't feel bad because you stayed with yourself and you participated in the suck. Then when you can do that, do you know what it's like when you're in the sunshine and the rainbows and the unicorns? It feels great and you feel great. This is what all this is we're talking about here is really just kind of healing. Being here and staying present doesn't mean that things are okay, and it doesn't mean that it is awesome. It just means that you didn't disappear, that I didn't disappear, that I stayed here the whole time. And that's kind of the theme for today. I'm feeling it. Weight is on me. I got a headache. I've got a headache back here. I feel the stress. I need to stop after this show and take my service dogs for a walk and my wife. We deserve it. My wife deserves it. She needs to chill out a little bit and take care of herself. So does all my family. And I love all of them. I love all of you. We all need to take time for ourselves and love ourselves. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do up here. Let's do it right now, okay? And take another breath together, everyone. Deep breath in through the nose. Now take slow exhale through your mouth and act like you're blowing through a straw. Another inhale, and let's count to 4 for that inhale. a slow exhale for a count of 6. Feels pretty good. Just needed to breathe for a little bit after getting up on that soapbox. I'd like to remind you guys again, this is Unmasked with Jason Fortune. I broadcast live on Twitch and YouTube. I try to come on every day at 1, and sometimes life, like it has, loss of electricity and some intense life action has pushed stuff back, but I am here. And for those of you that want to watch on Twitch or YouTube, you can set a bell or an alert that when I come on, it'll hit you. But I do try to broadcast every day at 1 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube, and then Caroline and I, we do a TikTok live in the evening at 6:30. This space is a sacred space. It is not a show. This space exists so we all don't have to pretend that everything is fine. How you doing, man? I'm good. This space is so you don't have to say that. Sage Collective supports spaces like this. Grounded, honest, and human. Like I said, there's no politics, there's no religion, there's safe guardrails. Our Sage Collective groves are facilitated by coaches that have training in how to deal with the groups that they're in, whether that's PTSD, LGBTQ+, men's groups, women's groups, grief groups, things that we really need as humans, but we don't engage in. How many of you really take time to grieve or even talk about it? And I'll tell you, when I was first in my grief groups, as I was in my psychedelic healing program that I'm in now, and that I've been in grief groups over the last couple years, and when I was first in a grief group, I didn't even know how to grieve. And that doesn't mean just breaking down and crying. I understand that, but grief isn't just for death of a loved one. You know, there's many ways to grieve. And so my point in this is, in these groves that Sage Collective facilitates, you can talk about things you've never talked about before. And that there is not a way to put a price or a feeling or a way to describe how that feels when you're sitting with strangers and you're talking about things that you would never talk about with your family or friends. And these strangers, you see yourselves in them and they see themselves in you. When you're talking, the stories that come out of their mouths are your stories, and the stories that come out of your mouth are their stories. And when you start to see this and this type of transference happens in these groups, maybe that's not the right word to call it, but this isn't therapy. We don't have therapists here. In certain groups, you might get to know these people, but it happens, and you care, and they care about you, and release, being seen, being held, feeling connected, all that happens when you're in these groups. Oh, I feel better today as we wind up. 30 minutes, that's about my time. That's about how much I like to hold space without having other people with me. And, you know, in the future, now that I'm getting this and I'm actually understanding how all of this works, we will start bringing in now our future coaches and facilitators in Sage Collective. I'll bring on Carol Ann to this show more. We'll talk. I'll start bringing on guests so it's just not me up here, and we can have some interesting conversations. I know some interesting people, so I can bring some people on here to talk about life and how sometimes it's a shit sandwich and sometimes it's an ice cream sandwich. I feel good. I have a headache, but you know what? I feel good after sharing with you, and I feel honored to be able to have this space to have this studio, to have my producers that are able to let me put this on, to have the support of my family. So I guess I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful and centered and honored to be on this planet with all of you, and to be here functioning with all of you, and having the friction with all of you. Wherever you are out there, whatever time it is, wherever you're sitting, you're not alone. You're never alone. And it's not because I'm saying that and being trite. I mean, you're here listening to me and we're sharing space together, but you have you. And that is the most important thing in this universe, is to have you and to love you and to know you. To ride your own ride and not really give a shit what the rest of the universe thinks, as long as you have good love for you, and that's what's driving you forward. Thank you for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. If you want to tune in tonight for some little bit more fun, a little maybe more just, this is a little bit less serious, come to our TikTok live. You can find us through the Sage Collective channel, and we go on around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll keep showing up. Just remember, you don't need to resolve anything today. Just naming the reality is enough, and letting it be what it is, and then accepting that. Humor is always allowed, and also so is wariness, and that's life. My name's Jason. This is Unmasked. Keep coming back, because I'm going to keep coming back too. Thank you.